Hey there guys, how's it going? Welcome to a setup video. I get a ton of people asking me to do a setup video of all the equipment I use, all the stuff I've got, what I recommend to people who either want to just game or they actually want to do YouTube and Twitch, what you're gonna need, what stuff do I use so that you can maybe get a similar kind of quality to what I have. So I have a ton of stuff. I've got a ton of gadgets. Obviously this is what I do for a living, so this is definitely more overkill than your average setup or what is even needed to do what I do, but I'm going to go over it all in detail. I'm sure a lot of you are interested in some of the equipment that I use to do what I do and what I enjoy using, so let's go over them one by one. I will mention some of these things I've got discount codes for, I've got affiliate links and all that kind of stuff, and if I do I'll mention it as well, so that if you want to get any of the things that I've got or something similar, I'll leave a link down in the description, and every single thing that I talk about I'll make some sort of link for you down in the description so that you can check it out on Amazon or wherever. So first off, something that I got sent recently by GT Omega was this GT Omega racing chair. Something you're definitely going to need if you're going to be doing gaming, and sitting at a desktop computer is a decent chair. Everyone sits on a chair and it's something you don't really want to skimp out on. For years I've used cheap chairs, I've used expensive chairs from places like Office World or Staples. My last chair cost about £200, and unfortunately, although it looked great, it wore out within about a year and I've had to get one of these. So this kind of racing chair is just built for people to sit on all day. You can see I've got the black all leather. It's an amazing finish. You've got that back cushion as well that you can change where it is depending on how you like to sit. I like to sit quite upright and forward, so I have it in the middle there and it just pushes me forward a little bit while I'm on it, and it feels very, very comfortable. So really durable. Can't really recommend these enough, to be honest. These are around £150 and they're only just in stock right now. They were out of stock for about 2 or 3 months. Back in stock now. If you want to get yourself a chair, and I recommend you do, if you don't have a decent chair, please go get one for the sake of your back and for the sake of your comfort. I've got an affiliate link down below, and I think I've got a discount code JAY. Not sure how much discount it is. I'll leave it in the description below, but you can also get a discount off them as well. You probably want to get one quick because they are selling out very quickly. This is the black leather. They do all kinds of crazy designs. I'm sure you guys know about GT Omega, so check them out. Definitely got a link for them in the description below and a discount code. Next up, we've got the monitors that I use. Obviously, if you're going to want to be doing any kind of live streaming especially, or maybe even with YouTubing where you want to game on one monitor and have all your computer desktop stuff going on another monitor, you're going to want 2 monitors probably. Now I've got these 2 ASUS monitors. These are 2 27-inch 144Hz refresh rate monitors, 1080p. I'm not going for 4K yet, not particularly interested yet. I feel like when you have a screen a certain size, you don't really need 4K. I feel like it's a little bit overkill. Maybe for those huge monitors it's great, but 1080p I think is great for now. These have that high refresh rate, so it means you're going to be seeing more than the usual 60 Hz, the 60 FPS you're going to be used to seeing. If you play games especially like Counter-Strike, even Battlefield, anything like that on PC, you're going to really notice a difference in how smooth it is. People said to me before, can you notice a difference between 60 and 144? And they say, yeah, you notice a difference, but you don't obviously really notice it until you see it in action. I've actually got Counter-Strike, you can see on the screen here. I'm just going to auto select it. Unfortunately, I can't show to you how smooth this is in this video. This video is playing at 30 frames per second. I want to do 1080p 30 frames. That's all I can do with this video camera, but it does look beautiful. Again, I've got a link to these and a discount code, so if you want to check these out, these are only just in stock as well. So if you want to check out these monitors by ASUS, they're probably the top brand up there with maybe BenQ. But I went on Twitter and I said to ASUS and BenQ, who does the better monitors out of you guys? Who does the best kind of gaming stuff? And BenQ didn't reply to me at all, and ASUS got back to me within like 10-15 minutes. So I think that really shows something about their customer support on the Twitter as well. They're willing to just get back to people straight away. They sent me these out to review, and obviously I could not be happier for them. They are a little bit costly. Like if you don't have a lot of money, I would probably go for a cheaper 60 Hz monitor, but if you want to really make the most out of, say, an expensive graphics card, or you play a lot of CSGO, FPS games, you're gonna want to try and invest in a higher refresh rate just to get that incredible smooth experience. It really is something special. Anyway, I could talk about these monitors all day as I could all of my gadgets, but let's move on to the next thing. Next up, we've got more essential parts of anyone's gaming setup: my mouse, my headset, as well as webcam. These things were sent to me by Logitech. I actually bought the webcam myself. The Logitech webcam, I think it's the C920, is still the best webcam on the market, especially if you want to do live streaming. Unless you're going to go live DSLR feed or something like that, which can be complicated, this is still the webcam that everyone uses, and it is very, very good. There's nothing better out there at the moment, especially for the price. Obviously, you could get a cheaper webcam, but if you want good webcam quality for when you're doing live streaming or whatever, that's one that you're going to want. Now onto the two really, I suppose, showcase products here from Logitech. This is a C402 mouse. 402 kind of rings a bell, that one. This is their FPS kind of high-speed gaming mouse. Absolutely beautiful. It's got buttons on the sides. You can change the DPI on the fly live while you're in game, as well as have custom presets for different games. Obviously, those extra buttons you can program to do whatever you want in game. It's absolutely essential, guys. If you play an FPS games, if you do FPS gaming, you need to get some sort of mouse at least that has buttons on the side. Now, I don't have affiliate links for Logitech stuff, but I can link to it down in Amazon down below if you want to get yourself this thing. This mouse is just beautiful. I've got it on the Logitech mouse pad as well. I actually go for the cloth mouse pad because I prefer that. You can get the hard mouse pad, which makes you move faster, but I prefer the control. And you'll see there, actually, I've got a wrist support one underneath. I find that really helps. If any of you guys spend a lot of time gaming or on your PC, you might know that you get wrist problems sometimes, and I had a huge problem where my wrist was really aching, and I just didn't know why. I didn't know what it was, and what it turned out to be was just using the mouse without a wrist support. Using a wrist support just lifts up your wrist a little bit more and puts it at less of an awkward angle while you're moving your mouse around. Really helped me. I've never had a problem since. So if you've got any kind of issues there, or even if you use a mouse for more than a few hours a day or even a couple hours a day, get yourself a wrist support. You can even buy them on their own, or you can buy mouse pads with the wrist support on. Now also, this is the real kind of my favorite thing at the moment. My favorite gadget is the G930 wireless headset. I've had so many headsets in my life. I've had Tritons, I've had Astros, all kinds of, you know, expensive luxury versions, the cheaper versions, and I absolutely love these ones. I wasn't expecting too much from them. I just knew they were a wireless headset. But when I got them, I don't know if you can see there, but they are really high quality. I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit on these, because I want to talk about them, because I really am loving them at the moment. Make sure I'm nice and focused in. So yeah, these headphones are really beautiful. They've got a really nice high quality finish to them. They've got a microphone on there which is decent. If you just want to do gaming and Skype calls, I would recommend using that microphone. It's probably not good enough for doing stuff like, well, you could maybe do live streaming, but I wouldn't recommend YouTube videos. I'm going to go onto the microphone I use for YouTube videos and all that kind of stuff. If you're wondering about the audio quality in this video, it's just the actual microphone on the camera. That's why it's not as good as per usual. But yeah, this has obviously buttons on the side which you can program to either do voice changer stuff, turn your volume of the music you're listening to up and down, switch between songs. And the main thing about these that I really love is just they're so comfortable. They are just so nice on your head. They sit nicely. These things actually go and cover your whole ear. They're very noise cancelling. They're not like marketed as particularly high end for noise cancelling, but they do cancel a lot of noise. You feel like you're cocooned in just a wall of sound. They go around the whole ear. You can see the way that this is designed to actually go around the whole ear. Instead of some of the other circular ones which kind of sit awkwardly, these just kind of go over the whole thing and you just feel like you're sitting within the sound. It's really nice and got a real high-end feel, and the battery life is around 8 hours on those. Again, I don't have affiliate links, I don't have discount codes for those, but I'll put an Amazon link if you'd like to check those out in the link below. So I'm sorry about the dodgy kind of production quality here. It's not too clean, but this is my beautiful beast of a PC. None of this is possible without this beastly thing. I couldn't make videos, I couldn't do anything without this beast. So obviously it's one of the most essential, actually it's probably the most essential thing of anyone's gaming setup. I'm sure some of you want to know what is actually in this thing. Now mine is about a year and a half old. I actually bought it myself. I didn't get sent this, although I am affiliated with PC Specialist, and I've got some recommended builds you can check out in the description. I did not get sent this, I bought this myself, and it's an absolute beast of a PC. This has got a 780 Ti graphics card in. I know that the 900 series is out now on the Titans, but 780 Ti is still a monster of a graphics card. I'm not going to need to upgrade that for a while. I think I've got 16 gigabytes of RAM. You only really need 8, but 16 is a little bit more future-proof, and RAM is cheap, so you might want to upgrade that. I've got a nice 500 gig SSD in there for fast loading times, a standard SSD, and I think it's an i4-7770K processor. If you're going to be doing any kind of rendering or live streaming, you're really going to want to spend on graphics cards. If you're going to be playing PC games and live streaming, you're going to need a high-end graphics card and a high-end processor. That's where it gets quite expensive when it comes to PCs, but for any kind of setup or any budget that you've got, I've got a recommended build in the link from PC Specialist. They've got really good prices. Considering they're pre-built custom systems, it absolutely wipes the floor with going into Currys or PC World, anywhere like that. I think the lowest end budget PC I've got is £600, which isn't the cheapest you could possibly get a PC for if you built it yourself, but of course you're getting the ease of not having to build it yourself, the stress-free thing of just having it all delivered as a package, customer service, all that good stuff. Plus I've actually personally reviewed that PC that they've got there, the budget one, and you can check that out, and I'll be reviewing some more of their PCs. But if you want a PC which is exactly my spec, I've also got that on there. Very expensive though it is. It's actually better than my spec because it's got the 900 series in it, and I've also got a PC which I think is around £900, which is pretty much as good as this, but cuts a couple of corners. So if you want high-end gaming and you want to do all the bells and whistles, I've got a build there that's around 900 quid that will do you absolutely fine. If you're American, I'm sorry, they're not American based, they don't send stuff out to America, but if you're in America, just maybe have a look at the system I've built and you can get something similar from your local retailer. Okay, so I've gone over the main things that really make this setup all work, it all happen, the essential stuff. Now I'm going to go over in more detail some of the gadgets I've got, maybe some of the stuff that's not essential, but all of this stuff is stuff I use and that I love. And if you really do want to get into YouTubing or live streaming, you're going to want to watch all of this stuff, because there's a lot of gadgets here that make everything a little bit easier and increase my production value above your general kind of stream, like kind of stuff. So let's just zoom in first of all sneakily on that little thing hiding down there. That is my Elgato HD60. Obviously I've been sponsored by Elgato for a long time. They are the best capture card on the market in my opinion. The HD60, 1080p, 60 frames per second. All of my Advanced Warfare videos are recorded with that thing. It's got the best software so that you can just go back and shadow record stuff if you forgot to press record, which is the best way of recording for me. So they're beautiful. Obviously I don't have an affiliate link, but I do have a link to check those out if you want to get one of those. If you need to record console gameplay, that's what you're going to need. Also, this is going to be a little bit more, I suppose, amateurish, excuse me as I like move all over the place. I've got my custom controller there. It's from Imagine Customs with the buttons on the back. If you're going to be playing Call of Duty, you really need those extra buttons on the back. So I recommend checking them out, or any controllers really that have the extra buttons on the back are going to be essential. Let's move on down here to my crappy keyboard. The one thing in my opinion that you can probably skimp on if you're going for a really cool setup is a keyboard. Do the keyboard last. It's not essential to gaming. A gaming mouse is much more important because that's going to help you in game do more things. Other things as well, like I would prefer to have a nice headset over a keyboard, but I am going to be getting a keyboard soon. I think I'm going to get the Logitech one. It looks amazing, the silenced Logitech version. This is just a cheap soft touch Microsoft keyboard. I would recommend going against mechanical if you're going to be doing live streaming, especially if you don't know a lot about audio, because you don't realize that your mic's picking up the clicks and stuff of your sound. Sorry if your keyboard is using it, but this is just a soft touch keyboard, comfortable Microsoft, I don't know, £5 or whatever. I'll even make an Amazon link for you guys for this as well. Now onto my audio, which you guys might be interested in, because I've got a pretty smart audio setup. Obviously the audio in this video is absolute crap, but in general most of my videos are quite high quality audio. I did actually do a degree in music production, so I know my business and I know my stuff when it comes to sound, and this is what I use. This microphone is a Rode Procaster. I actually did a whole video reviewing this thing, so if you want to know about that in detail, there's a video reviewing it and all kinds of, if you need microphone advice, I've got a video that reviews them and tells you all about what what kind of microphone you're probably gonna want. But that is very basically a dynamic microphone, doesn't require phantom power, it doesn't pick up hardly any background noise at all, but it still has a nice clear sound to it, which is why I love it. It's very versatile while still being high quality. It's not ridiculously high priced, it's around £130, although with this arm and everything that you're going to need to get as well, it comes to around £200. Oh, as always, Amazon link in the description below if you want to check that out. But I've recommended this to loads of YouTubers. You'll see people from the Sidemen, even Fearcrads has one of these now, and a lot of them on my recommendation, because I really feel like dynamic microphones suit a lot of YouTubers, and a lot of people just buy Blue Yetis and Snowballs, and they're not really ideal. They pick up loads of background noise, they're USB and whatever. You can get a USB version of this or an XLR. I've got XLR, as you can see here on the left hand side there. I'll try and focus on it. I'm going into a Tascam US122. That's quite an old audio interface these days actually, but it does the job. I've had it for years, where I used to record vocal artists for singing and rapping and all that kind of stuff. I've always had one of those handy, just a nice XLR input. Excuse my phone as it goes off. But that is a very nice thing to get if you want to be using an XLR microphone. And then next to it, you might be wondering why I've got a Line 6 little setup there, normally used for guitars and stuff like that. And although I do play guitar, and I do record a little bit of guitar every now and then, I use this because the Line 6 pod software allows you to do loads of really cool effects on the fly. For ages, especially for my live stream, I'll zoom out a bit so we've got a bit better lighting going on there. For ages in my live streams, I was trying to get effects on my voice live, like EQ and maybe compression and whatever else. And Line 6 comes with this UX1, sorry, is some really nice software that allows you to do that. It also acts as a audio interface, so technically I wouldn't even need the Tascam. I could just go straight into that Line 6, but I use both because it allows me to do all kinds of funny things with like audio routing, and I can have one thing with effects on, one thing not having effects on, all kinds of funny audio technical babble. But very basically, if you get yourself a dynamic microphone like this, a Rode Procaster or Podcaster, and then you go into that, you can not only have a nice audio interface, but you can also have this really cool software that allows you to do loads of live effects on your voice. You can't use this, although it does have that microphone input, with anything that requires phantom power, like a large diaphragm condenser microphone. If you need phantom power, you either need to get the upgrade of this version, which I think is the UX2, or you need to get a microphone that comes with phantom power built in, which some of them do. Right, we're really going to go now into more of the detail of like the kind of gadgets I have. So most of the stuff is over, but those of you who really are interested in this stuff, I'll keep the video going anyway. I've got a crap Samsung which is broken, as you can see. I mean, the Samsung's alright, but this is the S3. I mean, how old is this now? I've broken the screen, I'm due an upgrade. I'm looking at maybe getting the S6, but they've made it so you can't take the battery out of the S6. Why would you do that at Samsung? That's one of my favourite features, is that I would carry a spare battery and put it in my wallet, and then in emergencies I'd have two batteries. Samsung, why you do this? You can get little power packs. Anyway, really, I love the G3. I played around with the LG G3 and I thought it was amazing, but I didn't want to get it quite yet because I feel like maybe around the corner the G4 will be there, and then I'll be like, oh, I've got 2 years with the G3, wish I got G4. Anyway, waffling on, let's have a look at some of the other stuff around here. There is some other little gadgets and whatnot. I've got my keyboard here, which is for making music basically. I've got a little MIDI keyboard which allows me to make beats. I've got back into music production recently. You'll know if you follow me on live streams as well. I did a few live streams showing you about making music. I used to make tons of beats back in the day, but now I don't. But this is what I use to make my stuff basically. If I load up some software quickly, this is very like off the cuff, but you know, this is how we do over here on the channel. This is kind of like the extra for the video. The main meat and veg of this video is over, but let me just show you a few things. So I'm loading up, if I just do a swift whoosh over here, my audio software, which is a bit oversaturated there, or a bit like too much brightness on it, but this is what I use for making my music. I've been working on this beat recently. I don't know if it's going to come out okay. No, you can't actually hear that. Why is that? Oh, it's because I haven't got the speakers turned up. But this is a beat I've been working on recently. No, that's not a beat, because that is actually Spotify still playing. How professional this is. But I'm going to keep all this in. There's my Spotify, by the way. Monster Cat for life. This isn't playing on here because I think it's going out to my headset, which I was using to do audio. No, it is going out to the speakers, so we should get sound here. And And I have no idea. Oh, it's down, turn it up. Here we go. So this is a beat I've been working on. I've been making quite a few beats recently in my spare time. Don't know if you can hear me right now. You probably can't, but that's a little something. Reason is something for, it's pretty decent. If you're a novice, you can probably get used to Reason. It's not too difficult. It comes with loads of audio samples and stuff, but also it lets you have the ability to trigger stuff manually and play the songs yourself. I think this should be set up. Yeah, there you can see. Beautiful. So this is set up to, so I was doing a lot of, I inputted a lot of the song myself. I think a couple of the loops are sampled, and I use that to make my music very simply. I've got the PS4 there. For me, that is the console of choice. My PS4 is the one. Bloodborne just came out. It's amazing. I play Advanced Warfare on there at 1080p 60 frames. I just don't use my Xbox at all. Xbox has some okay features. Funnily enough, I think one of the best things about the Xbox is the free fitness app that comes with it. The fitness app is amazing. Loads of free workouts, but PS4 really is the one for me. If it wasn't for Call of Duty, I would probably just have a PS4. Now you can see my Xbox One is over there, but it's just over there, like, you know, in the corner on its own. The PS4 is up here, front of house. It's the one for me, although Xbox, I have to use it now because obviously I do YouTube, and if I do Call of Duty, I've got to have an Xbox One and whatever. But I like the PS4. That's the one for me. I've got the Xbox 360 still there because recently I was doing some top 5 Call of Duty stuff in terms of top 5 best assault rifles of all time. So I was getting gameplay with old CODs. So I've got the 360 there. I'll probably end up putting that away kind of soon, but it is a classic. That 360 has lasted me a long time. I don't think there is anything else really to cover here other than to say, if you've made it to the end of the video, you are a beautiful person, and I appreciate that you would have the patience to sit here, especially while I sit here at the end with my unprofessional camera work and just chat about kind of crap. If there's anything else you'd like me to cover, maybe you'd like me to talk about the software I use for editing, making images, what I use to live stream, what games do I like to play in my spare time, all of that kind of stuff, just let me know, and maybe I'll do one of these kind of videos on the regular, kind of showing you what I'm up to and all that kind of business. But like I said, everything that's here, I've got either an affiliate link or an Amazon link down below if you want to check it out. I've got discount links as well, and that's it for the setup video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you probably in a couple of years, because I normally only do these once every couple of years once I get some new equipment and some really good upgrades. So that's it for now, guys. I will see you next time.